Hello everyone. Today we have planned to discuss shift registers, serial in and serial out. SISO shift registers. Shift registers are nothing but a flip flop. So we know that shift registers, that is in serial out shift registers, when the input will be given in serial mode and the output is collected in the serial mode, and finally each output can be displayed one after another in the serial form. And this method has advantages as well as disadvantages. The disadvantage or limitation we face is the time duration, that is the time taken to get the display all together. For example, a 4x4 display, a time taken to see all the display is little bit more compared to the other methods. So what we have thought of planning is to make the students understand this instead of, or rather than teaching it in a conventional board method or the existing PPT method. I thought of making the student do activity and understand it. So in this manner, what I have did is I have made the 5 students stand in a row and one student behind the first student. So that one student behind the first student is clock, which will be see actually the mode of person standing demonstrates the first picture which I have shown in this video. So when the clock triggers, the first flip-flop will give the output to the, it get the input and gives the output to the second one. And when again the clock triggers, the second to third and third to fourth. And meanwhile, when the third person, fourth person, the first input travels, the next further inputs will be given to the first flip-flop usually. So in this manner, how I have made the students understand this by making the activity, when the clock, that is the second person who is standing behind the first person, he will touch the shoulder of the first person. So when he touches the shoulder of the first person and pushes a little, he will give the sheet, that is I have written 4 sheets as a 4 input 1001. So in this 1001, 1 is the first input, and then 0, and then again 0, and finally 1 is the last fourth output. So when the person who is behind the first person pushes his shoulder, he'll take the first paper and give it to the second person, and when he again does that, he will take the second input and give it to the second person. So the second person who is having the paper in first paper, he will give it to third person and get this paper, and this process moves slow, it was continuous. And when the fourth input reaches all the fourth person receives all the inputs, he will display it one by one. So I asked the student to measure the time duration for this activity to happen. The other students, they have measured, they have told me, sir, it takes this amount of time. And so I finally convinced inferred them as this is serial in serial out output in serial in serial out shift registers, and in this method the input will be given in all arranged manner. There will be no cutting of the input or parallel crossing of input anywhere. The display input will be very clear, but the drawback is it takes little time to display. So this activity based learning is called as LXD, that is learning experience design. This method is being initiated and followed in our institution for the past semester, and we are trying to merge with the method, and this one kind of a try, and we'll try to implement more such kind of activity method learning and makes the student understand the topic easily. Thank you.